But they released an album, and the album came out about 3 years later. And this song, Days of Revenge, that's off this album. Now, I think this album sounds insanely good. This
it does sound really well produced.
You're at that kind of like Hatebreed level of production. It would have been around about the same time, where everyone's just this brick wall of just fucking nothing escapes. There's no variance or subtlety in the music. It's just kick to the head from 4 different directions.
And Ramallah probably have their own following outside Blood for Blood.
100%.
Well, don't they?
100%, yeah.
There's completely their own. Like,
they do their own.
They're that
gigs,
big.
Yeah.
They're that big. I think in terms of Blood for Blood.
Exactly. Now Ramallah concentrated more on his own bullshit life. Like, he was a junkie. I think he was born the product of a rape.
Good times.
Yeah, I think his father is his uncle or something as well. There's some mad shit going on. Like, he's just an absolute gutter scumbag. Like, tattoos on his face before anybody else had them, just because he
was born with tattoos on his face.
I'd say realistically, he just woke up one day and someone had just tattooed his face.
He was the first in utero tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. And just a fucking dirtbag. So he made this album while he was still fucking junked out, still a pisshead, doing whatever was put in front of him. And Blood for Blood never really made any money. They were lauded within that hardcore scene, but I think Ramallah was his get back at the music industry project. Now, after he released, I think it's the album called Kill a Celebrity. I know there's a song called Kill a Celebrity on it. I think it's called Kill a Celebrity. And after that came out, they done a tour, and everyone went quiet. He disappeared. He literally, people, there was guys from the band were posting up on their Facebook and their MySpace saying, has anybody seen Rob? Nobody's seen him in weeks.
Yeah.
Then it was nobody seen him in months, nobody seen him in years.
Oh well.
So on. And it turned out he changed his name and started working in a tattoo shop as a receptionist in Detroit. Just
got away from it.
Just randomly. And how I found this out, interestingly, we were on tour in the States in Detroit, and I got talking to a guy who was playing bass for Ramallah at the time, and he was from Detroit, and I said, what the fuck's going on? How are you playing bass for Ramallah when nobody's seen Rob in ages? And he said, oh, well, Rob works in this tattoo studio down the road, like he changed his name to Paul or something, you know what I mean? Or, Big Jim.
Good name, strong name.
Good, solid name, man. He changed his name, and just started working in a tattoo shop, but he's getting the band back together, and we're going to put some stuff out now in the next year or two. Sure. Now, they shouldn't have.
Oh, no.
Garbage. Right?
You'd hope that was his time away, and he comes back with a banger.
No, everything released after the album was not good. Not good in the slightest. The songs are too long. He was
but much like his life, it wasn't going to have a happy ending, was it?
Yeah. Now, I think because he has his shit together, he has a little podcast and all now. I think it's called Head in the Oven or something like that. I don't know. I think he tells stories about all the time he's tried to kill himself and other people.
I'd say that is pretty interesting, actually.
And so he does a podcast. That was called the Nodcast. It's called the Nodcast, and it's something to do with Head in the Oven. I think that's on the T-shirt. But yeah, the new stuff is, Jesus Christ, not good. It sounds like he forgot he was in Ramallah and heard them and decided to do his own version of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just this weird copycat thing. Now the riffs are still there, but the legitimate authenticity is gone. Forget it. It's over. They stop telling the stories about like what happened to you years ago, because Ramallah was about stuff that was happening to you now. You know what I mean? Like they covered a lot of songs. They covered Day in the Life with the Beatles as well. They done that, but they swapped all the lyrics out about doing drugs instead of
of course.
Yeah,
of course they did.
Yeah. So he always had that kind of that element. But a lot of the songs he released after he got clean and got his shit together, they were all like 8-9 minutes long, and they were just meandering. There was cool stuff in them that he could have made maybe 3 songs out of. That would have been deadly.
I wouldn't have thought Ramallah would have that long songs.
No, but they're still going. But it's not good anymore. But at the time, it was very breakthroughy. Surprisingly enough, actually, was it Jacob Bannon from Converge? He sings backing vocals on the album.
Like Converge.
Yeah, he sings on the backing track on the album. So that was my second last one. What's yours?
My last one, before your last one, is so Maynard James Keenan. It would be
some good choices there for sides of him.
Yeah.
As well.
It'd be a crime not to mention a Perfect Circle, so I've chosen to not mention a Perfect Circle. I was
going to do it, and then I saw you pull that in. I said, no, we won't have the same fella.
No. A Perfect Circle, obviously fantastic, but I haven't gone with that because I think of all bands that the lead singer is passionate about not calling it a side project, Perfect Circle is not a side project anymore. It's his.
There has been.
It's just. You've also got Billy Howard in the band as well, so he was big-ish before as well. Either way, this band is its own entity now. It's the kind of thing that you can't really call a side project. A Perfect Circle are now, like you said,
They're their own thing.
Yeah. So I've gone with Pucifer.
Yeah.
Or Pucifer, however you want to pronounce
I
it.
never know either.
No.
I would say Pucifer.
Yeah. Now,
Maybe Pucifer. I don't know.
a lot of people think this is some sort of super group. It's not. It's his project where it's revolving members. So that's a project as far as I'm concerned. He's the only kind of mainstay, really. And it's his outlet for his...
It's all very loopy again, isn't it?
It can be, especially the song I picked. I picked Green Valley. So just get to the song I picked, name it. I picked Green Valley off the second album, Conditions of My Problem. I know you have lots of EPs and stuff like that. Pucifer, for me, is half brilliant, half garbage. Not garbage, but just... That's what a side project is for. You throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. And that's why it's a perfect example of a side project, I think, outside of his bands, that both have a lot of problems.
Well, both his main bands,
a lot of problems with both of those. Till I don't think they get on at all.
No. Well, apparently they email each other their bits. And they record their stuff.
They email each other dick pics. Oh no, bits, yeah. And that's literally how it's done. That's why the Tool album apparently was taking so long. He was sent bits. He wrote the melodies and lyrics, and they said, no, we're changing that bit. And he went, okay. That kind of fucks with what I had going for it. So send me the new one and I'll redo it again. That kept happening over and over again. Now, a lot of people...
Wiley's dropping lumps of fucking rashers in the wine so vegans and vegetarians can't drink it.
Really?
Yeah. Because he has his own vineyard and he drops rashers into the vats of wine.
Minyard's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck does he care about that?
He's a prick.
He's definitely a prick.
Yeah.
And especially last year, some suspect things.
Yeah, he's suspect cunt.
He can be a bit suspect.
They disappeared rather quickly as well. It
did. Yeah, it did talk. Anyway.
We're not here to do that. That's another podcast. Good God, so Miss Molly.
One of the people that worked with him on this song and the album was Karina Round. She wouldn't have been a super well-known guitarist and singer from England, I think. She's from Warwick. I'm saying that like I didn't just read that earlier on today.
Oh yeah, I think she's from here. I do that all the time. I think pretend I know all this.
Now half the time I am saying think because we are thinking because we're thinking, but yeah, this is a kind of ballad song that starts off. I can see people turning this song off in the podcast.
It takes a while. Yeah, I skipped 4 times through it just to get to the meat.
And when I got to the meat, it's really good. That distortion is nice and it's stompy.
Yeah.
It's a ballad that turns into a kind of, I wouldn't say grungy, but it's bluesy, grim bluesy distortion, and it's by the end of it, it's just absolutely great song. Like I said, Pucifer, you can take or leave half of the stuff. I can anyway. I like that he has no real tightness on the control of stuff he calls his albums. Like V is for Viagra is the name of the first thing he ever put out. So his humour is in there. He's got a very juvenile humour. Yeah. He always has had.
Paint himself blue one.
But yeah, so it's good to see this aspect of him. He strikes me as a kind of guy who's either the soundest misunderstood cunt in the world or just the prick that
we think he is.
We maybe think he is, yeah. But
it's hard to call sometimes.
Yeah. So I've gone with Pucifer for that one instead of it makes sense to have him on it in some shape or form. Who's your last one?
My last one is a band called Devil's Brigade. And Devil's Brigade is...
I know nothing.
Yeah. It's a side project of Matt Freeman, who's the bassist from Rancid.
Oh, right, okay.
Now, I'm not a big Rancid guy.
I like a few of their songs. I think everybody does.
Yeah. Even if you don't, you do. Like, stop lying. You know, like...
How can you not like Maxwell Murder?
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of... Even the big ones, do you know what I mean?
Ruby Soho.
Yeah. Like
it's the Clash, isn't it? That's the Clash song.
If even. They're even poppier than the Clash.
Yeah.
But, Rancid never lit that many fires for me.
Well, they tried to play. They didn't go too. Do you know what I mean? They tried to tick too many boxes. I think.
Yeah.
And they tried to get to. They tried to be the sort of.
But too much. Basically, what they tried to do.
They tried to be the cool Green Day.
Well, they tried to.
Right in saying that.
Kind of. They tried to encapsulate everything that was even remotely related to kind of punk rock.
But do it in a very shiny, boxed up, nicely kind of way.
Even though, like, the lads I've met half that band. I've actually put gigs on for half that band. And the lads I met were diamonds.
Yeah.
Lars Fredriksson and Matt Freeman. I done the first European tour for Devil's Brigade. I done a gig for them here in Dublin, and the first European tour for the All Frame Casuals, which was Lars Fredriksson's kind of side project. It was more of an oi punk band, more of a kind of 80s sounding thing.
Yeah.
Both of them lads were diamonds, and I'd heard horror stories about them. Absolute horror stories. I was shitting it. But we put on Devil's Brigade. I don't think the album, it may not have even been out, or it was only coming out for that tour. I can't remember, but this is his attempt at doing psychobilly.
Yeah, it looked. I saw the picture on the thing, and it looks like that.
So apparently, it's an interesting story. Matt Freeman's a shit hot bassist. He's super.
Well, if you listen to the bass line in Maxwell Murder, well, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. And he does it live every night. You know what I mean? He's just shit hot. But he didn't know how to play double bass.
Oh yeah, if you're going to be in that band, you have to do that.
Different animal altogether. Right? So what they done apparently. The history of this album is very interesting, actually. The history of the album is better than the album, which is why I chose it, right? So, this album originally started out as a little fun project between the singer from Rancid, Tim, and Matt. And what they were doing is, in between gigs and on the bus, they were sitting there with guitars, and they were just writing songs and having a bit of crack. And they had an idea that they wanted to write a musical. Right? They wanted to write a musical, and the musical was going to be called The Halfway to Hell Club.
Right.
And it was about the building of the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay?
Was that still one of the number one suicide spots in the world?
I think so, yeah. So apparently when the Golden Gate Bridge was being built, they set these giant wire mesh kind of nets up underneath it. Because when it was being built, there was no real health and safety. Lads just literally walking along with no ropes, no toys, no nothing. They weren't tied on whatsoever. So apparently, if you fell off the scaffolding or fell off the bridge and the net caught you and you survived, you joined the Halfway to Hell Club.
Oh, wow.
Right? So while they were writing these songs, that was the whole idea. We're going to make this musical. We're going to make it about the building of the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, this whole thing sounds fucking mental.
Yeah.
Right? Like the lads were on DMT and smoking bleach at the same time.
Smoking bleach.
Smoking beer, right? The lads were having the crack, right? Writing this absolute mad musical, and eventually it lost that connotation completely. They took away that angle, and the songs kind of stuck, and Matt took an interest in this kind of slight resurgence of the psychobilly scene, the kind of 80s UK psychobilly scene, and he wanted to learn how to play double bass, but he knew it was going to take him years. So he went in, and I think one of the lads from Rancid...
double basses are all fretless, aren't they?
All fretless, yeah.
You've got to be fucking good.
Yeah, and they're batshit mad. They're fun as fuck, but they hurt because they're percussive.
And
as well as
they now rival the drums for pain in the arse to travel.
Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as a small one. You can get electric ones that fold up, but nobody likes them. They don't look the part, they don't sound the part. So he went off.
They do look badass.
Yeah, a proper double bass.
And I'm not mad at that kind of music, but
they look the part.
Especially if they spin them around.
Oh yeah, stand on them and everything. Yeah, you have the best crack. It's like a little car, a little vehicle. But
and if you were singing, you could put the entire album lyrics on the back of it.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. They put set lists and lyrics.
Brilliant.
Yeah. We've got one there now that has like a lot of the Skeleton Crew songs and bits of like reminders of people's verses on the back of it.
Brilliant.
And just duct taped onto the fucking thing. So. Yeah, he went off and he got interested in this, so went off, they recorded the album, he played electric bass, and they sat on it. Well, he went off and got lessons in double bass.
Right.
So he went off, learned how to play double bass, up to a certain quality, and then he went back and he re-recorded his bass parts with double bass, and then they released the album. Now, this song, Darlene, it sounds like a Frankie Valli fucking song, you know? It's throw away, fun, punk rocky. It's definitely not psychobilly. It just has double bass in it. This is basically sounds like Rancid with a double bass and a different voice singing. It's got that still super poppy, polished feel to it. Every song has that feel. There's no psychobilly. There's no little kind of psychobilly riffs. That
I noticed that when I listened to it, it doesn't have much of that.
It doesn't have any of that. Those licks, those rockabilly licks that they just put over real fast.
I did listen to it twice. The first time I listened to it, I didn't like it, but then when I went through the playlist again to listen to it, I was like, oh, I like it now.
It's just a fun throwaway song. But I think the story behind that project
very interesting.
Is more interesting than the actual project itself. I don't think you're ever going to see another Devil's Brigade album. I hope we don't. Really.
You just want it to be that.
That's fine. Yeah. Just leave us with that little story. Or make that musical.
Do you know what? A lot of bands, a lot of side projects' second album just are the things that kill them. It's just, so the ones I mentioned, Tin Machine and Grinder Man, their second album was the last one. They wrapped it up.
Well, also, there's a lovely sweet spot Second albums are interesting because I always find that a lot of bands' second albums are usually decent, simply because they had some songs left over that they didn't want to put on the first album.